out election fraud, election irregularities and election fraud. They're talking about Giuliani, okay, of course, on CNN, because they try and say, look, Giuliani's crazy, even though anyone who lived in New York thanked God for Giuliani. Anyone who lived in the country who looked at the actual declining national crime rate said, thank God for Giuliani. People out there, I know a lot of you are millennials, a lot of you are Generation Z, look into Giuliani and the mob. Okay, not only 9/11, Giuliani got to that position by effectively destroying the mafia. People don't understand that this guy was very qualified. But I understand sometimes now there's a little bit of the effect where he goes all in, the evidence isn't as big as maybe sometimes he claims. But Sydney Powell is about as legitimate as they come, about as credible as they come. She's the one who swooped in, basically was a part of the defense team that proved Michael Flynn was innocent. She talked about specifically, we've talked about ballots, poll watchers, we've talked about ballots being harvested, we've talked about them not following the constitutional parameters. But there is another component to this, and we don't know. I want to be clear. We don't know that there is massive fraud occurring from Dominion voting systems, and there is some misinformation out there, both from the left and the right. However, this attorney who works with the Trump administration, Sydney Powell, research her, look up her credibility, had this to say yesterday regarding Dominion voting.
We're fixing to overturn the results of the election in multiple states. And President Trump won by not just hundreds of thousands of votes, but by millions of votes that were shifted by this software that was designed expressly for that purpose. We have sworn witness testimony of why the software was designed. It was designed to rig elections. He was fully briefed on it. He saw it happen in other countries. It was exported internationally for profit by the people that are behind Smartmatic and Dominion. They did this on purpose. It was calculated. They've done it before. We have evidence from 2016 in California. We have so much evidence, I feel like it's coming in through a fire hose.
To be clear, this is not a woman who typically makes claims that she can't prove.
Or dresses like Corey
Let me
Feldman,
be clear.
usually.
She never makes claims she can't prove.
Right.
You're
a lawyer, isn't she?
Outstanding attorney with impeccable credibility in terms of not only her credentials, but the different fights that she's had.
Right.
I mean, there are tons of attorneys, every attorney I know has a ton of respect for her and the types of things that she's looking at. And certainly we're only seeing the tip of the iceberg.
Right.
Recognizing what she's even allowed to talk about now versus the strategy of the things that they're going to get into. And really, this is something you covered, I want to say maybe like during the week of the election, was we talked about the different connections, the actually exporting it internationally and the software. These are all different facts that have already been verified. And she's putting them all together in this particular battle.
She has a crazy winning record. I think a lot of people don't know that. Would you put her, like, if she were an athlete, because we'll play Stephen Knows Sports later, would she be a Michael Jordan or a Wayne Gretzky in the law?
In her area, for sure. I'm not hiring